So we have the third type of problem that we're going to see in our work today, or in all of our work with secants. There are the two secants that intersect outside of the circle. Now, when they intersected inside the circle, we took the two arcs and we add them together and we cut it in half, and that was the measure of the angle inside, and we had a vertical angle that went with it. Now, we're only looking at the one angle. We don't worry about what's going on out there. We don't care. We want to know what this angle is. So now we're going to take the difference of the two arcs that are within this angle of these two secants, right? So we're going to take the difference between those two things, and all that means is just subtract one from the other. That's no big grand idea. We find a difference by subtracting, okay? So we're going to subtract 30 from 100. And then we're going to cut that in half, and that's going to give us our answer. And I'm going to write it over here. I'm actually going to write it down here. Using this formula, I'm going to say that the measure of the angle is equal to 1/2 100 minus 30, and then I'm going to do some math. I'm going to rewrite the measure of the angle equals 1/2. 100 minus 30 is 70. And then I'm going to take half of 70, and my math will be complete. The measure of that angle must be 35. Okay, well, now I know the measure of the angle. They're going to give it to you in three different ways, right? They're going to give you the angle and one of the arcs, or they'll give you the angle and the other of the arcs. That's the only way they can do these problems. So let's just take a look at what happens if I take out this arc here. And all you're going to do is write the formula, WTF as it were, write the formula, and then you're just going to do the math. And so I'm going to do it in a different color. I already know the measure of the angle, so I'm going to say that the 35 is equal to 1/2 100 minus x. Okay, well, like I said before, I hate having that 1/2 there, so I'm going to do some multiplication. I'm going to multiply by 2 on both sides. Multiply by 2 on both sides. And then I can get to work. Then I know what I can do from there. And here we go. 70 equals 1/2. Oh, I lied to you. Sorry. The 2.5 cancel out. Minus x. Okay. Well, I have a minus x there. I don't really like it, but I'm going to survive with it. I have it all set. I forgot that these two things cancel out. So I'm going to subtract 100 from both sides. Okay, well, 70 minus 100 gives me a negative number. It gives me negative 30 equals minus x, or negative x. Okay, well, if negative 30 is negative x, we multiply everything by -1 to turn everything positive, and then x equals 30. And that stands to reason because that's how we got there in the first place. And so you're going to do that with all the different iterations. I hope this was helpful. Just remember, if the secants intersect outside the circle, it's 1/2 the difference of the arcs inside that angle.